Minnesota Fighting Vikings had an overhaul at the cornerback position this offseason. They let go of Patrick Peterson, letting him walk in free agency to the Steelers, as well as they waived Cameron Dantzler. Duke Shelley went to the Raiders, as well as Sean Sullivan wasn't retained. But the Vikings look to do whatever they can to find new talent, and especially length on the outside, especially press man corners to fit Brian Flores' scheme. And that's exactly what they did this offseason by inking up former second-round pick Joejuan Williams, formerly of the New England Patriots. And what is interesting is Williams battled throughout OTAs and mandatory minicamp, started training camp, first full team practice on Wednesday with the ones. Very interesting development in Brian Flores' defense year one. So let's talk about Joejuan Williams today. Also looks good in that 2.9. Shades of 2017 Xavier Rhodes? I guess we'll see. But background, 25 years young, 6'3", 212. That's right, rare size for a corner. Former four-star recruit from Nashville, Tennessee. Stayed in town, went to Vanderbilt, was a 2-year starter for the Commodores. Was voted second team All-SEC as a junior in 2018. And that's kind of a hard conference to cover some of those wide receivers. No big deal. Combine. Sort of a mixed bag, a 7.85 RAS, 4.55 40 at his pro day after 4.64 at the combine, which, all things considered, at 6'3", 211, 212, pretty damn good. Also good in the explosive drills, solid in the bench, good in the agility as well. Patriots took him in the second round, number 45 overall, which is high, man. It's a high draft pick. No crossover with Flores because 2019 was the season that he took the Dolphins head coaching job, but a lot of similar concepts still left over from the Belichick-Flores defense, so that could transition well and could be the reason why he's out to a very early jump. And his scouting report coming in from Lance Zierlein, NFL.com, projected as a third-round pick. Tremaine Johnson, or the Pride of Montana, was his comp. Overview, long press corner who has shown an ability to use his size and aggression as a zealot in contested catch battles. While he has traits to build upon, the Georgia game shined a light on his press inefficiency, a lack of speed, and inconsistent ball skills with his back to the quarterback. Coaching and scheme can improve or cover some of those areas, but the early results could be a bit uneven. If the technique catches up with the traits, the play demeanor and talent could make him a solid NFL starter. And he only played in 36 games over 4 seasons with the Patriots, sort of stuck behind J.C. Jackson and Jonathan Jones, who were running things at corner for New England over those years. Mainly played special teams, only 552 career defensive snaps, which is roughly, about 10 full games worth of snaps, 44 tackles, 8 career passes broken up. And he actually was primed to potentially start for the Patriots last season with J.C. Jackson off to the Chargers, but unfortunately went on IR before the start of the season with a shoulder injury, which opened the door for rookie Jack Jones from Arizona State to start his career with a bang. And with Joejuan Williams, the first thing, the size and the length is going to stand out. 6'3", 212, huge wingspan, and also he's very adept at press man. It's exactly the type of cornerback Brian Flores is looking for, because if you're going to blitz a lot, your corners are generally going to be playing press man, and they're going to need to be jamming at the line of scrimmage. That's exactly what Joejuan Williams can do. Great in contested catch spots as well. Very aggressive. And that's something you notice about the Vikings cornerbacks that they have, where Caleb Evans, Andrew Booth Jr., sometimes they get too feisty, and they potentially injure themselves being willing tacklers on the outside. Just couldn't start in New England. That is a bit of a concern, but like we said, stuck behind J.C. Jackson and Jonathan Jones. He is off shoulder surgery, but obviously is cleared and it is good to go. And for the Vikings cornerback depth, like we said, there's a lot of potential in that room, but also a lot of questions. And the first team corners on Wednesday were Murphy, Joejuan Williams, and Caleb Evans, with Murphy operating in the slot. So that's super interesting because Evans and Williams do have length on the outside. Booth Jr. also got some work in there, as well as Mekhi Blackman did get some work with the ones during OTA. So the Vikings, they do have a lot of talent there. And Joejuan Williams potentially could surprise because he fits the profile that Kwesi likes, where high draft pedigree, didn't work out for whatever reason. It's the whole mama I can change him situation. Plus, The whole Belichick-Flores crossover thing could potentially help Joejuan Williams get a toehold early on, and maybe he hangs on to that job. So we'll see what happens there. Obviously, the kid has a ton of potential, wasn't tapped into in New England, and maybe it could be tapped here in the great state of Minnesota. But your thoughts are thoughts. Joejuan Williams, the Vikings free agent cornerback, was running with the ones first day of Vikings training camp. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Must support the work. Put a little something in the Venmo, but till next time, Skull Production Value.